What's good, y'all? Rich Sosa back in the building with another banger, man. So look, first things first, before we get any further into this video, man, I want to go ahead and say shout out to God for giving me this opportunity. Shout out to the Rich Gang family, and man, y'all already know what y'all need to do. Be sure to hit that sub button if you're new. Anybody who wants to join the Rich Gang family, be sure to go ahead and turn on post notifications as well as hitting that like button. So, today I am bringing y'all the top 3 best point guard builds that you're going to be seeing all year. Now, the first thing we're going to go ahead and do is get into the two-way scoring machine build. Y'all love this one, so I most definitely got to go ahead and put it first. When it comes down to the height, I'm going to be going with 6'2". As for the weight, 174 with a 6'9 wingspan. Now for the body shape, I like to find, again, this just comes down to my own personal preference. But with this build, I'm telling you, you're really going to be able to do a lot of very special things with it, especially out of the point guard position. So let's go ahead and get into the breakdown of the finishing. I'm going to go with the 62 close shot, driving layup of 83 with a 92 driving dunk, meaning that on this build, you're going to be able to get all of the contact dunks that you want out of the game. Now, let's go ahead and say that we do get more finishing badges. You definitely can switch it up, but I'm telling you, going with 24 is going to be the perfect way to go about it with this build. Now, for the shooting, I'm going to go with the mid-range shot of 85, three-point shot of 84, free throw of a 72 with 27 shooting badges. Now let's go ahead and move on to the playmaking. I know y'all love that pass accuracy, so I'm going to go with the 73, 89 ball handle with a 92 speed with the ball with 29 badges. I'm telling you, this build is going to be able to get somewhere around 110 badges to possibly 114, depending on the way that you go about it when you make it. Now, when it comes down to the defensive end, 89 perimeter defense as well as an 89 steal. That's going to be perfect for me. Again, that's just my preference about the build. Now, for the speed on the physicals, I'm going to go with the 93. Acceleration, going to be an 88, so that way we can maintain an 80 vertical as well as a 90 stamina. And right here, this is pretty much what the build is going to be looking like. I'm telling you, you can always make your own adjustments as well. But with the way that I see things, I'm telling you, this is definitely going to be the perfect way and best to go about it, making this specific build out of the point guard position as well as with everything else taken into consideration. The pro dribble moves, elite defense, contact dunks, the shooting, everything is there for this build. So as you can see, we get the slashing, shot creating, playmaking, as well as the lockdown defender takeover. It really comes down to your playstyle as well as which area of the build you want to get boosts added to. So again, just remember, you should definitely take that into consideration. I'm going to go with shot creating takeover just to break ankles and get the shooting boost. And then also, I really like the lockdown. And as y'all can see, we have made the two-way scoring machine build. I'm telling you, the best possible version that you're able to make, especially out of the point guard position. This is number 1 on my list because of the versatility and what it's going to be able to do. Let's go ahead and move on to the next build, the playmaking shot creator as well, also being made out of the point guard position. Now, as you can see, also, even the two-way threat is very useful and honestly very deadly depending on whose hands the build is going to be in. 6'1 elite defense. I'm telling y'all, if you want this build, go ahead and drop a like as well as drop a comment so far letting me know what y'all think of the builds that I'm bringing to y'all. But with this playmaking shot creator, I'm telling you, lockdown takeover is going to be definitely clutch. But when it comes down to being 6 feet, that means the speed on this build is going to be crazy. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm gonna go under the point guard position. When it comes down to the height, like I said earlier, 6 feet exactly. For the weight, you want to go with the lowest, but you can raise it up to somewhere around 171. And then for the wingspan, I really feel like the best for this specific version of this build is going to be 6'1", y'all. Now, taking it a step further, I'm telling you, the only thing about this build is, of course, yes, you're making it under the point guard position, but you're really going to be able to do everything that you really want to out of the offensive end, as well with some luxury on the defensive end as well. Now on this build, I'm telling you, you're really going to be able to do everything all around, which is why I gotta put it number 2 on the list. The only reason why also is because it's 6 feet, so this is straight up a pure point guard position. You're not really going to be playing this out of any other position other than the one, but if you do want to take it to the rack, you definitely can do so. Again, just follow along with exactly what I do show y'all. You don't want to risk getting a different build name, but everything that comes with this build, I'm telling you, the shooting definitely there, the finishing pretty good, the defensive end, and then to wrap it all up, we also are going to be able to get some really solid playmaking badges out of this build, as well with the animations that we're going to be able to work with. Now just know, yes, you can make your own adjustments, but you're not going to be able to say that you got exactly what I showed y'all. And whenever I do bring y'all a build, just know it comes with the animations being very specific with the numbers that do come down to the stats, and also even more so when it comes down to the takeover. That is another thing that you really need to consider. Getting a plus 10 to whichever area of the build you want it to be in, whether it be the finishing, shooting, playmaking, or defensive end, that boost is definitely going to help you out. Now, if you double up on takeovers with 2 different ones, that is something that I would highly recommend as well, because you're getting a plus 20, 10 to one area of the build, as well as another plus 10 to a second area. Now, with all things taken into consideration, you can really see why I lined up the point guards the way that I did. The first one, very fire. Second one is really just another replication of that build with its own style of play. Now, let's go ahead and take it a step further. As I said earlier about the takeovers, you really just got to go ahead and go with which one is in your play style as well as your personal preference, because picking a takeover can definitely change the way that you look at the game. For example, yes, the shot creating takeover happens to be one of my favorite because you are able to break ankles once it's activated, as well as getting that shooting boost. But to also be considered, the lockdown is just as good, if not even better, because of the boost that you're going to be getting on the defensive end. Again, it comes down to what you want to do. If you feel like going with a different takeover other than what I say, that is perfectly fine, but just know that I'm always recommending the best suggestions to y'all. We're going to go ahead and line it up with the shot creating takeover. Most definitely, you can pick the second one based on your own preference. And as y'all can see, we have made the best ever playmaking shot creator build, over 100 badges, and I'm telling you, this is straight a demigod on the offensive end. Now let's go ahead and get into the third and final build lined up for y'all. And this one is going to be more unique than any other one that I showed y'all when it comes down to the point guard builds. A 5'8" playmaking shot creator, Spud Webb, or Muggsy Bogues build, y'all. I'm telling you, this one is going to be a straight 1v1 headache. Now, let's go ahead and get started. We're making it out of the point guard position, like I said earlier. Of course, this is the top 3 point guard builds. Then, when it comes down to the height, go ahead and drop it down to 5'8". When it comes down to the weight, we're going to go ahead and put this up to a perfect 158. And then when it comes down to the wingspan, what I'm going to go ahead and do is put this to 5'8", and you're going to be all set to go. Now, as for the body shape, this comes down to personal preference like always. Let's go ahead and get into the breakdown of this build though. So, for that close shot, we're going to go ahead and put this to an 83. Right there, you're still going to be able to get some really good badges out of this build. We're going to leave it as is for the finishing because this is a 5'8 build. But for the shooting, mid-range shot of an 89, three-pointer of a 99, that's going to give us 37 badges right here. And look at the amount of Hall of Fame badges that we're going to be able to acquire, y'all. Really good, solid all around, and just know if you want to, you can definitely upgrade the free throw, but this is more of a 1v1 straight ISO build. Gonna be very fun to use. Again, you can always make any change you feel like it, but when it comes down to the playmaking, we're maxing out that speed with the ball handle, and put that pass accuracy to a 93, still get a good amount of Hall of Fame badges. For the playmaking area, let's go ahead and move on to the defensive end now. The last category, we're going to go with a 94 perimeter defense and a 98 or 97 steal. 26 badges, then you get a +8 from the rebirth, as well as +1 badge from each season you have completed. Now, For the physicals, we're going to go ahead and put that speed to a 97, acceleration to a 97 with a 99 stamina, and this is what the build is going to be looking like. I'm telling you, very overpowered on the offensive end, even really good on the defensive end. I'm telling you, this is going to be a very solid 1v1 court build, especially if you're looking to score points at ease. Now, for the takeovers, I like this shot creating as well as the sharpshooting for this build, but if you want to, just know you can definitely add the lockdown takeover on it as well. I'm going to go ahead and leave it up to y'all, but just know that I love y'all, I appreciate y'all, and I thank y'all. I'm going to go ahead and kick y'all out of here, so man, y'all already know what y'all need to do. Be sure to hit that sub button if you're new. Anybody who wants to join the Rich Gang family RGF, be sure to drop a comment, turn on post notifications, hit that like button, and don't forget to sub up y'all to join the Rich Gang family. Thank you to the man upstairs. Thank you, God. Thank y'all. And with all that being said, I got one last thing to say. Rich out.